Yeah, on Facebook too, right? I know, good. Right, well, Shalom again, Akim, and Akwasium. I'm Prison Officer Galwan from the I.S.U.P.K. on the Commander General Yohanna right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? So today we're going to talk about the truth. Because again, since 1969, we have been teaching the truth about the Bible. Right? And only us in the school here, the I.S.U.P.K, we alone have the truth. Nobody else has the truth. Right? They're going to hear all sorts of garbage about the Bible. But whoever other people say about the Bible, just don't believe them. Even if they come to you and say Christ is black, don't believe them. Only if we say Christ is black, then it is true. Alright? So, first of all, I must give the Messiah praise for this coronavirus, because all them holidays and them closing down, all them pagan holidays shutting down. Right here in Trinidad right now, it's having a curfew. From, I think it's Indian Arrival Day is Monday. It's Indian Arrival Day. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Nobody can celebrate no Indian Arrival Day. Nobody can come out and party online and shoot up fireworks. Because the curfew, nobody's supposed to be outside line. You understand? So most time Christ said that also too there's videos. I did a small video of it. I don't pay it out once I get time. You know, an East Indian woman claiming, well, she didn't say the Lord, but she's saying what causing the coronavirus to be affecting UNC people. What she really trying to say is why it is the coronavirus mostly affecting East Indians. That's what she really trying to say. Right? Because we all know that people who support, or the masses, 98% of the people that support East Indians. Right? So she wants to know why it is the coronavirus only affecting the East Indians and it. Right? And then she make a video bashing Rowley, right? Who's a black man. Right? So again, you must give thanks to the Lord. This is not to Rowley or Kamla. This is the Lord who is sending plagues at them East Indians and them. There's a plague affecting the whole world right now. And the Lord is sending his plague at them East Indians in Trinidad because why? A year ago, when the PNM win the election in Trinidad, right? Again, this has had nothing to do with Rowley, this has nothing to do with Kamla, this has nothing to do with PNM or the UNC. This has everything to do with the Lord. A year ago, when the East Indians had lost the election in August last year, all the East Indians and them, or the majority of them, maybe 98% of them, started to bash black people. Say they go put feces in roti, you only buying roti from them. And some famous people like Ramsaram and all come out and start to attack black people, start to belittle them. Then they start to attack the Venezuelans and say the Venezuelans were increasing the coronavirus. Well, maybe it is the Lord is what sending his plagues at them East Indians and them. Because why? They was opening the mouth for black people, right? And that in the scripture, not a dog would open his mouth up. I know because there are scripture from like Exodus 11 and 7. Exodus 11 and 7. Right? Because of what I was saying against the Lord's people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the Lord is cursing you East Indians and them right now. Just look at India. India mashing up all the idols right now. Because I realize the coronavirus mashing up East Indians in India. And all the Mother Lakshmi and Shiva and all them gods they're praying to in saving them. So they end up training all the idols. So look at it. So here, the Lord is just repaying back these Indians and them for what they did when they was backed up in a century. Now, you have it, Michael?
Come on.
Good.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Right? Shall not a dog move his tongue. The Lord is calling the other races who is not Israelites dogs. That is what the Lord called them. Right? At that time, he was calling the Egyptian dogs. Right? But the Lord is calling all the other races and them dogs. For what it was. He said, not a dog shall move his tongue against any children of Israel. So when Allah bad talking the Israelites, Allah better watch Allah tongue. Because the Lord is sending his vengeance and his plagues upon you East Indians and them. You know, and I'm glad it came from an East Indian mouth. You know, so we have it on videotape. You know, and after she bad talk, she's saying why it is the coronavirus affecting them. You understand? So most times so that the Lord is sending his plagues at all you East Indians and them. So Allah better start to treat black people in a better way now. When the black man go in the bank and all the East Indians who run in the bank. Give the black man the loan. That not make him qualify, just give him the loan. And just maybe the Lord might not kill. He might not kill all of them. He might just kill a few of all. The rest of them will just be with slaves. So it's up to Allah to choose now. All I want to be with slaves, all I want to die. Right? So we're gonna go into the mark of the beast. Today, right? Give me John chapter 8 and verse 32. Right? So again, a lot of Christians say the mark of the beast is. What kind of thing that I say the mark of the beast? Right? I believe that even saying the vaccine, right, is the mark of the beast. Right? But who are it? John?
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Right? The truth shall make you free. Nothing else could make you free on this earth. Only the scriptures can make you free. When you learn the truth, that is the only thing that could make you free. A free man or a free woman. Right? If you learn any lies at the Christian church, you ain't gonna be free. You will still be in a cage, you will still be in a bubble, learn any lies and still be getting whipped from the Lord. Because what you believe in is not true. So you believe the mark of the beast is some microchip. Right? You believe the mark of the beast is the vaccine. The vaccine here to save you. You understand? And again, in our scripture in the Apocrypha, where the Lord said, the doctor is just like a tool that the Lord has worked through to save you. So if the doctor prescribe you to take the vaccine and take it. If he prescribe you not to take it, then don't take it. But don't come out and make people get frightened and saying you might turn into a monkey or something, or you might dead if you take the vaccine. Who knows? It's maybe not even the vaccine, but just how people are administering the vaccine. We don't know. It's all kind of thing, but those says the vaccine. Just consult a doctor. Just don't take it. That is not a problem. If he said take it, then go ahead and take it. I don't frighten people and say you will turn into a monkey or dead or turn into a zombie or some kind of thing. Right? So it's only the truth will set you free. Right? So the mark of the beast is not no shit like what them Christians are saying. The mark of the beast is not no vaccine. As what they're saying, like Christians can't make up their mind. They don't know what is the mark of the beast. Right? And that is just proof that they don't have the truth. It says in 1969, we the I.S.U.P.K was speaking the same thing. Right? And we're going to learn today that the mark of the beast is the so-called white man. That is what the mark of the beast is, the so-called white man. Right? So when you have book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 4. Yeah.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 4. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
Right? Who is able to make war with him? All right, so it's start to again,
the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 4. And they worship the Salakia, and they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
Right, so who understand that part there? And they worship the dragon, which gave power to the beast. So they worship the dragon. Who is they? Let's say they worship the dragon. Who is they? They could be people who believe in this dragon, people who believe in this, who fear this dragon. Right? So they worship the dragon. So what is the dragon now? Right? What is the dragon?
So the white man. So I guess the white man.
Right, the white man, yeah. So okay, what dragon is doing? It is the white man, yeah. But what dragon is doing?
Is kill and destroy.
Right, so when you're watching Game of Thrones, what dragon is doing? It just fly, breathe fire through the mouth, right? So remember, Revelation is a vision John seen. So what would that dragon be in today's reality? What would that dragon be?
Nuclear bombs.
Just on it, shall you say so?
Nuclear, like army and nuclear bombs, everything will come out.
Right, so nuclear bombs. So what does flying this kind of drop bombs there?
Please.
A plane, a jet, right? Military, right? So as I was saying, the white man, so the white man's military. The dragon is the white man's military that has dropped bombs from the sky. Again, just like how a dragon does do it, fly in the sky and breathe fire through its mouth, because why? When you drop a bomb, it explodes and it's fire. Right? Start wagging down so around Michael.
Yeah. The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 4. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
Right.
And they worship the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
Right. The beast now, where's this beast? Where's that beast? And they worship the beast, saying, Who is like the beast? Right? Who can war with him? Right? And we know when they say they worship the beast, they're talking about the other nations. Right? Everybody who fear this beast, everybody who fear this white man, they're worshiping him. They believe in everything he's saying because they know how they fear him. Right? So the white man uses military might to put fear amongst people, the other nation. Right? Just like the strongest military today could be considered America. Everybody fear America. Right? Trump just killed the general in Iraq, I believe it was, the other day, and nobody knew nothing. Right? So it's a fear. Right? Because of the military might. So this beast, who is this beast? Let me get Revelation 1, Revelation chapter 1. That's one is 13 and 1, Revelation 13 and 1, yeah.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Is a particular scripture in Revelation I'm looking for. I recall it right now. Particular scripture. Yeah. All right, give me
Like I said, I already dragon.
give me
Because the serpent there.
no, there was some before that. Now I just wanted to describe but give me Ezekiel. This thing is Ezekiel 34 and 8. No, sure. Ezekiel 34 and 8. That's one time. The beast and the sheep and them. The beast and the sheep. Ezekiel 34 and 8.
Ezekiel chapter 34 verse 8. As I live, said the Most High, for surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field.
Right. My flock became every prey to every beast of the field. Right, so you were just going Matthew 10 and 5 now. Right? So the Lord said his flock became prey to every beast of the field. Right? The Lord called the white man beast. Right? That's how he calls us as sheep. Because why? Beasts just kill sheep. Right? And that is how all the other nations oppress and destroy black people. When they say beasts, they're talking about the other nations. Right? That is talking about when they're talking about beasts. But this beast that they're worshiping, this beast is the so-called white man. This beast that everybody bowing and worshiping and have fear. That beast is the so-called white man they're speaking of. Right? Yeah. Who are you on in Matthew? 5, 7. Matthew 10, 5.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? To the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? So because the Lord calling us his sheep, the lost sheep. Right? We say sheep. Beast as if our sheep, that's why the Lord calling the other nations beasts, and we say sheep. Right? Because we just begin destroy and oppress some of the other nations on a daily basis. Right? So I'm here, give me one in Genesis now. What? Genesis chapter 3, verse 1.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Right, the serpent. Now, what Christian that said this serpent is? What Christian that said that serpent is?
like I say, a snake.
Right, so they say it's a literal snake. That's what Christians are saying. The serpent is a literal snake, which is not true. It is not a literal snake because you all know that snakes can't speak. Snakes cannot talk. Alright, so yeah, go ahead. Start from the top here.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Most High power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, had the Most High said.
Right, so Genesis 3 and 1, right? Right, so this serpent was more subtle, right, than any beast of the field. Right? So out of every beast on this field, out of all the other nations, right? Because at that time it had different races of people. It wasn't just Adam and Eve alone. It had other human beings on the earth. It had other nations on the earth. So out of every beast of the field, this particular beast was like a serpent. He was more subtle. This serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. This serpent was very deceivable. Right? That what this serpent was, or snake was. Right? It was just a metaphor because Genesis was a book of many metaphors. That is why a lot of Christians don't understand Revelations, they don't understand Genesis. Right? They don't understand the whole Bible as a matter of fact, but those two, Revelation and Genesis, it have plenty of metaphors in it. So, of course, Christians wouldn't understand those at all. They would actually believe the serpent is a literal snake when serpents can't speak. So, why they say it's a literal snake? Alright? So, of course, because it's a metaphor and it was black people who wrote the Bible, it was black people speaking. You know, so that's how black people are talk. You know, if I and somebody went to rob a bank and that person snitch on me, I go call him a rat. Right? They don't mean he's a long teeth with them pointy, spiky beards, and he have a tail and he loves to eat cheese. It don't mean that. It just means his characteristics were just like that of a rat. It's just a metaphor to describe somebody. That's how black people are talk. Right, so this serpent, it was not a serpent. Right? It was a human being. This serpent was the so-called white man. Right? That's who that serpent was. Give me Revelations 12 and 9. Revelation 12 and 9.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world.
Right, which deceiveth the whole world. Who is the so-called white man? The so-called white man, he deceiveth this whole world. That great dragon was cast out. That old serpent. That old serpent was in Genesis that we just read, which was Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. That was that old serpent called the devil. A devil is just a deceiver. Alright, it's just a deceiver. I believe it's in the Greek. What is it called again in the Greek? It's Diablo. I think it's Diablo in the Greek. Alright, look it up in the Greek. That is Strong's Bible Dictionary. You go tell it means Diablo. Right, it just means a deceiver or a slander. Right. So, just like 12 and 9, give me
Stop yourself.
Yeah, go ahead.
Find out something, right? When you go in Revelation, the same chapter 12 and verse 9, right? And it said the great dragon was cast out, that whole serpent called the devil and Satan. So as we know, Satan is our angel at the most.
Satan angel, yeah.
But also there now they're calling them like they give the white man two names they gave me, right? There's two names they say Satan and devil and Satan, right?
Well, it's not really two names, but 'cause we all know that the Satan, he does work through the so-called white. It's like Satan. How to say it? It's like how we and the Lord is on one accord. It's like that. Satan is so-called white man on one accord.
You think that?
Satan has worked through the white man. Alright, so it's like they're on one accord. But we all know Satan is okay, so if you're calling white man Satan, don't know. Alright. Satan working through so-called white. Right? They had this one accord. Right? Using the white man to deceive everybody on the face of the earth. Right? That's what Satan do. Right? But we all know Satan is an angel of the Lord. Just how they're on one accord of see that. Right? The devil and Satan. Right? But when you read it, it don't mean necessarily calling the white man Satan. You see devil and Satan. Right? Meaning the two. You can distinguish the two of them.
Like more or less like
yeah, just one. Where I'm sure.
More or less like because of the things the white man doing, the things he doing, said I am more or less like why the one say the devil and Satan, because like he doing the works alright, said Satan he doing Satan works.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Barrett.
Yeah, we would use to it would be the vessel of Satan.
Vessel, yeah. That's what I go do. Right? The vessel of Satan, so you know. That way they put the two of them in one. Right? Revelation 12 and 3. Revelation now, 12 and 3. Wow.
Book of Revelations 12 and verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads.
Genesis 25 and 25. Wow. Genesis 25 and 25. Genesis 25 and 25.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name I.S.U.P.K.
That's 25 and 25, right? Right, so just put share that the characteristics of the people in the Bible, you know, it never changed. Right, so the first one came out red and hairy all over. Right, red and hairy all over. Right, that is just like how the white man is today. Right, that why he invented all those shavers, because how he's so hairy, he has had to shave on a daily basis. Right, and of course he's red. You have a book. The name of the book is, I think it's the Anatomies for Beginners. I can't remember the exact name of it. Right, but it have a book. I will find out the name of the book. Right, but it have a book was there. You know that the epidermis, right, because they could see the blood through the epidermis or the outer layer or the white man's skin, because they could see the blood through the outer layer of the white man's skin, he does look red. Right? And that's why the Bible call him, he was red and hairy all over. That's why people just call him, you know, rednecks. Right? It's because you could see the blood through the outer layer of his skin. Right? So the characteristics of the people in the Bible, it never changed. Give me Genesis 25 and 27.
Genesis 25 and verse 27. And the boy grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Right? So Esau was this cunning hunter. Like it has some, like when the white man is hunting ducks, they go fake ducks to go out in the sea, to wait there, to kill the real ducks that come in. Right? He's a cunning hunter. He knows how to hunt. He catches a whole and like a whole whale. He go put it in the zoo. He go catch a big white snake and put it in some aquarium. He hunts. He kills black people every day. He's a cunning hunter. Right? All the white man is he's a cunning hunter, as the scriptures say. Right? So the characteristics of the people in the Bible never change. How he was hunting back then, same way we hunting white people and killing them today. And he hunt black people and kill them just in times of slavery. Characteristics of the people in the Bible never change. Alright, so give me all right, let me go into the mark of the give me Revelation 13 and 15.
Revelation 13:15. Read.
Yeah, go ahead.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should speak, so that it should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So, okay, so this, so all right, so let me say, back to what I was talking about in let's say the scripture in Genesis 25 and 27, where it was talking about Esau was dwelling, not Esau, Jacob was dwelling in tents, right? So Esau used to be hunting all over, hunting on snakes, big shark, ducks. He hunted on so much he read the Apocrypha. He knew where the 10 tribes had went just to hunt them down. He didn't know how that was, Esau might be just in a tent or in a house playing PS5, playing Xbox or something like that, or watching a movie. Alright? That's what I'm talking about. So, right, so yeah. So what Tazo, read it to again, Tazo.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
Right, he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. So what are you talking about there? He had power to give life unto the image of the beast. What are you talking about there?
That's what is coming.
Right.
And so he had power to make it seem real as if it was true. If you pause the image, like if the image is a statue, but then you say, well, there's a real person or somewhere. Well, if you point to see about it.
Yeah, if you friend to see that about I'm trying to see if I can find the scripture somewhere in Revelation here. Okay, so I'm reading to again now, so
Revelation 13:15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
right. He had power to give life unto the image of the beast, because at that point in time the beast had fallen. That image of the beast had fallen. But this person had power to give back life unto this image of the beast, which is Caesar Borgia, of course, right? So we're trying to see. I think it's Revelation 17. Let's see what else.
Okay, so verse 9 and 10.
Just trying to see. Yeah.
17 and 5.
Yes, sir, you were saying something?
17 and 5, but it's starting like all the wine and the fornication, mystery Babylon.
It's can't remember the exact scripture, no, but it's in Revelation. So, all right, who's the person who had life? Who gave back life to the image of this beast? The camera picking up the image, right?
Yeah.
Right. Of course, this says Caesar was here, right? He's the image of the beast. Right? This is the beast that was in Rome, in Greek, all of that. Then eventually it fall. This image had fall when Rome and them had fall. So this country, right, had life. Okay, so let me say America give life, breathe back life into this image of the beast here. Right? So the white man, he's the so-called beast. We don't clarify that already. Right? The white man, he's the beast. Right? Who come to devour the Lord's sheep. Right? And this here is the image of the beast. This is what you see in church. Right? That way you see on TVs. That is the image of the so-called white man. That is the image. What we say God loves everybody. Right? That is the image. What we say we should all join hands and sing Kumbaya. And really and truly, what this image does do is go and kill people, rob people, molest people. That's what this image does really do. When his words, smooth like butter, as the scriptures say. We should all love everybody, We should all stop the wars and killing. When really and truly he robbing, raping, and molesting people. Right? That's what that image is. That is the image of the beast. So when that image had fallen in Rome, America resurrected back up that image. Right? Yeah, I'm Tazwo. Go ahead.
All right. If we use interchangeably, which means I can use either one, is Great Britain or America. Like when I'm making it out, I can use anyone at the time or use Great Britain. That give forward to these
You could you want to use Britain, you say? You use America. Remember, America is the number one power right now, right? America is the number one power. So when America, like I say, when America give back life onto that image of the beast, that when everybody does worship Britain, worshiping it, everybody worship it. Right? Because I believe it had a Rome, that was the number one country, Rome number one. They had that image. I think it's Greek or Greece. Came back up, they had that image. So America now, number one power on you. They resurrected back that image. Alright? Yeah. Alright, so yeah, so start to work in start over 13 and 15.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right? So anybody who do worship this image of the beast, you will be killed. Of course, Caesar Borgia is who? Caesar Borgia is who? That is Pope Alexander the Sixth, right? Pope Alexander the Sixth had many sons, right? One of his sons was Caesar Borgia. Right? I don't remember what son it was, his sixth son or something. So I don't remember. His sixth son. Right. So Pope Alexander, he had sons, and this was one of his sons, Caesar Borgia. Of course, he didn't know the Bible, he didn't know the truth. You know, he's a white man, you know, he's the devil. Right? He was a famous homosexual. Right? That's who this image was. They put up a homosexual there and say, "Thy Christ." That was the so-called white man. Right? And really and truly that is not true. So Caesar Borgia, who the whole earth wrongfully believes is Christ. The whole world wrongfully believe that this man here is Christ. They paint it up in the church. You know, they paint it up on the TVs, they see them on the streets. And everybody believe he is Christ. Right? After the days fell in the days, after that image fell in the days of Rome, America resurrected it. Right? Everybody who don't worship this beast, right? After this beast, this image here, sweet talk in the world, all of everybody. John 3:16 is about the whole world, right? When the scriptures say whosoever, they're talking about everybody, right? This image deceived the whole world so much that everybody worshiping this image, right? Everybody worshiping the image. When really actually this image now, if you don't follow it, the image is going to kill you. Right? If meaning the so-called white man is going to kill if you don't follow this image. Because with this image just bring philosophies, doctrines, republic, democracy. That's what this image just bring. And if you don't follow that, you're going to get sanctions, they're going to bring wars, all sorts of things this image is going to bring down on you. Right? So this image of the beast like Caesar Borgia, he would speak in peace. All of everybody, all sorts of things he was saying, right? Whilst he killing black people on the streets. He had the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. You know, all sorts of evilness while he's speaking peaceable words to you. And if you don't worship that image, you will be killed. That is why the Middle East right now, that war. Right? Because white people want to put the democracy down there, and there are all sorts of war. All kind of wars going on. Right? Believing in their philosophies, their Christianity in their country. And so they want to bring Christianity in the Middle East, the philosophies, all sorts of things going on right now. That is why the Middle East has so much of war. Right? And of course the Lord too, he's encouraging the war. He's wiling them up. Because he wants them to have a war. So he's wiling them up. So they're going to have a war. So when Christ returns, it's all right. All I want to war with Christ, right? Then he will destroy them all. Right? So the Lord, he building them up just to destroy them. Now the scripture say. Right? So the ones who have worshipped that image, again, as I said before, is being molested, being raped, being oppressed, becoming homosexuals. Once you worship that image. Because why when you go to church or the pastor does, you could be where you want to be. God loves you anyway. That's what the pastor does be telling you. The pastor won't say what you're doing is wrong and you have to stop it. The pastor say, boy, you could be wherever you want to be. You could be wherever you want to be, God will still love you. Which is wrong. Right? Which is wrong. Right? So I think that was it for that Tazo. Yeah, well, yeah, go ahead.
Verse 16. And it causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right. So he calls it all nations, small and great. Small and a great nation will be like small, great, rich, and poor nations is okay. Haiti, poor nation, right? A great nation is Britain, England, France. They're going to be great nations, rich nations as well. Poor nations is who? Besides Haiti, who we consider poor? There are certain parts of Brazil poor. Who?
Come back to like all the 12 tribes, Mexico.
Right. Poor nations there, rich, small, great, free nation that is free and bond, meaning free nation that is bond. So for example, you could say Trinidad free, but he's still in bondage. Right? So free and bond nation is like third world country. Right? So third world countries because again they're free but they're still in chains like bondage because their hands are always tied up in the International Monetary Fund or the IMF that puts the IMF that puts sanctions on third world countries. You know, example, I don't know if it's still now, but some years ago, Haiti and Barbados, you understand, was sanctioned because of the IMF. Right? Haiti and Barbados was sanctioned because of the IMF. Right? When I say I'm marking it in the right hand, what I talk about that? When I say I'm marking the right hand, what do you mean by that? I'm marking the right hand. What do you mean by that?
Like you say, the white man army.
Right hand. White man military, yeah, because the right hand in the Bible is your strong hand, your fighting hand, your hand that's go to war with. So you're not marking the right hand means you're fighting for the white man's military or you're killing for the white man's military. And I can remember somebody, they need truth now, but they used to tell me before when they was in the white man's military, they used to put the life on the line for the white man's military. You understand? But they used to just tell me that to let them know how there was in the world now. They used to go there and risk everything for the white man's military, even if it had cost them their life. Right? So that right hand is a strong hand, you're fighting. So playing that mark in the right hand, talking about the mark of the beast, fighting for the white man's military. Right? The forehead now meaning what? When you say put a mark in your forehead. Putting a mark in your forehead. What do you mean by that? We're also talking about the forehead is a mind. Right?
Like you say, taking in all the white man philosophies, lies, doctrines.
The forehead, well, the forehead is your mind, right? It's the first thing. Forehead is your mind. So yeah, philosophies, doctrines, yeah, that is it. So the mark of the beast going into your mind is believing in the white man's Christianity, believing in the white man's science. The white man's science. Some people that say, well, the woman, she could get pregnant on she own. Right, no. Or DNA testing, right, is accurate when really actually DNA testing is not accurate. So we could believe something that is not accurate, right? But people believe in it because why? They have the mark of the beast in their mind or their forehead. They believe in Christianity. They believe that this image is seen there is Christ. When that image is just a white homosexual whose name is Caesar Borgia, Pope Alexander VI's son. Right? That's who it was, Pope Alexander VI's son. Right? So believing the white man's doctrines, his philosophy, his democracy, believing in voting. Everybody rushing to vote PNM and UNC. That is the mark of the beast. And voting, that is the mark of the beast because the white man will bring that. So right, I could have democracy. Right? All that is the mark of the beast. Alright, have to be met in the mind. Alright, so yeah, where are you verse 17 now?
Yeah. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
That is 17. You to again to
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right, all the name, all the number, right? So that no man might buy or sell. What is that talking about? First thing first, Christians that say no man might buy or sell me, it means you can't go to the grocery store and buy food. You understand? So they go saying you can't go into the grocery and buy food. They go say that is the mark of the beast. And our Christians that say. Right? And of course, when you say Christians, everybody's a Christian once they're not in the I.S.U.P.K. So meaning Muslims, atheists, Buddhists, Hindus, everybody believe that that is the mark of the beast. But really and truly, the mark of the beast is something big. Something bigger than just going to go and not be able to buy food items. So what we go call that today? Can't buy or sell. What we go call that today? Anybody?
Yeah, I'll be trading or commerce.
Trading or commerce. That's what you go call that. Trading or commerce. Right? No man might buy or sell something about trading or commerce. Right? When America doesn't want it to get something, or America wanted to stop selling their goods, they put something called an embargo on that country to stop them from buying or selling. Right? That America does do, put an embargo on that country to stop you from buying or selling. So this buying or selling is something big. This is not something small as you can't go in the grocery store and buy a pound of sugar. This is something bigger than not being able to go into a grocery store. You have to think big. And this vision that John was seeing here is not something small, it's something big that John was seeing here. Right? So he's seeing very soon they're going to have embargoes in a lot of countries. This is the vision what John's seeing here. So very soon countries ain't going to be able to buy or sell. They won't be able to do no commerce with other countries. Right? The Negro has no nation. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We have no nation of our own. So because everything has already been taken from us, we can't, of course, buy or sell. Right? Because everything we have, of course, we always have to go and work for the white man or for the white people and them to get a paycheck. Right? Because we are no country of our own, we can't buy or sell, we can't do no commerce. So we always have to go and work for the white man and get a paycheck from him. When we get the paycheck, we go and buy back the same thing that he's selling. Right? And give back his money to get him goods. Right? That is how bad it is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? That we don't have no international steel company at the Negro. You understand? We don't have no international automotive industry of the Negro, or we are not toothpick factory of the Negro. Right? We don't have none of that. Right? It don't exist. Because we're not doing no commerce. Because the white man don't cut off everything from us. We are no country, we have no nation of you. So the white man don't cut it off from us already. We don't have that. The other nations have it though. That's why them could do commerce still. You understand? The other nations have it. That is why they could do commerce. Look at what's going on with Venezuela right now. You know, Trump done put sanctions on them already. You understand? He can't, certain things he can't do. So Venezuela in a crisis. That's why the Venezuelans running to Trinidad to get leads. You understand? But we don't have no commerce. Right? The white man, he don't cut off everything from you. You know, we go, we get paid from the white man. When you get paid, we go back and buy food and clothes from him. Just as the scripture say, we go run to him for food, shelter, and hunger. Just as the scripture say. Right? So when you go, we get paid. We take that same money, go back by the white man, gain back money for it. Right? Then we go back to work again for the white man. Right? So the International Monetary Fund, that is the mark of the beast, the IMF. That is the mark of the beast. Right? The IMF controls the Caribbean. Right? Goods and services. And they tell you where to sell this goods at, and tell you where to buy this good at. Right? That is what the IMF is. That is the mark of the beast. The white man control. Give me a second, just learning, right? I think it's 2 Thessalonians 2. That's all right. Let's see if I can. Yes, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 from verse 4. Yeah.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God.
Right, so that they're talking about the so-called white man. Now they're talking about so-called white man. He exalts himself as a God. He's showing himself as a God. He wants to sit on the high throne as a God. Right? This so-called white man that they're speaking about. Right?
Yeah, shalom.
Yeah, shalom. Right, so give me Ezekiel 9 and 4. What? Ezekiel 9 and 4.
Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4.
Mhm.
And the Most High said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that fight, that cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof.
Right. Right. So okay. So the Lord's number is 144. So we could say that Satan's number is 666. Right. That's just his number. Right. But we go get into that soon. Right. So yeah, I'm ready to Sure. Alright.
Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Most High said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that fight, that cry for the abomination that be done in the midst thereof.
Right. So Israelites, the Lord has a mark too. Right. The Lord has a mark too. So that was say the Lord has a mark, 144. Right. But the Lord have a mark. Right. Of course, that mark is the truth. Right. People who in the truth, that is the mark. Right. So set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that side.
Yes, SHALAM.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure you got that. And that cry, yeah, that's all. Right. And cry for all the abominations that have been done in the midst thereof. So if they're crying for all the abominations, what I mean? If they're crying for the abominations, what I mean?
They're against it, they hate it.
Right, they're against it. They're against the evils that is taking place. So the Lord said the ones of them who are against the evils put a mark on their forehead. Right? So of course, that mark on our forehead, of course, that is the ones who need truth. The ones who not taking part in all of these. Tomorrow is what Indian arrival day. The ones who not taking part in those pagan holidays. Are the ones who doing the truth. Or what the Lord said to do. Right? The mark of the beast, of course, is the ones who doing all those abominations. Who believe in democracy. Who believe in the white man's Christianity and his science. You know, of course, them is the ones who go have the mark because, of course, they go show themselves, they go prevent themselves on the world. They go say, I go and vote today, I go and vote for UNC, I'm paying them today. You don't know them have the mark of the beast in them already. But then the ones who say, nah, I ain't voting. The Lord say not to vote. Them have the mark of the Lord in them. Right? And that's why the Lord said, go and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for the abomination that has been done in the midst thereof. Right? So the Lord has a mark. Satan, he has his mark. Right? So it was 18 now, Revelation 13 18.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 6.
Right? 600, 6. Right. Right. So that's 666, right? Or 666 is just the number of people. Right? Right? The number of people or the how to say the beast is a man. Right? The beast is a man. The mark of the beast, or believing in the mark of the beast, talking about the so-called white man, believing in his doctrines and philosophy. Right? The white man is so subtle, as Genesis says. He's more subtle than any beast of the field.
Right.
The Arabs and them going to show you some video where they're cutting off a man's neck to make you get frightened to follow what they're saying. Right? To make you get frightened to follow what they're saying. Right? But the white man, he not cut off nobody's neck. He's so subtle. As the scripture call him, he's the serpent. Right? And any beast of the field. The white man just had to come in the country in a suit and tie with a suitcase, and boom. In a week time, the country belonged to him. That is how subtle he is. He's more subtle than any beast on the field. When them Arabs and them had to cut off somebody's neck to make them terrorize them to do it. Right? That's what the white man had to do. So this 666, the beast is the so-called white man, right? And this is just the number of them. This 666, the number of people that control the earth, the entire earth, right? Them is the big rich people that you can't see. Them just see you, but you can't see them. Meaning, you know, they might just be in the streets, walking up and down, looking ordinary. But them is the people that control the earth. You don't know them control you. Them is the ones who does control the earth. Right? Control this planet earth. Right? It's true, because if you look at the number of people in the Congress today, the congressmen is 535 members of the Congress. Right? Just 535 members of the Congress. Right? Of the United States. Right? That's just 535. Right? This thing here is that 666 people that control this planet Earth. Right? That's what that scripture is speaking about. Right? So give me Revelation 20 and 4.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20, and verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that will be beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of our power, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years.
Right. So the Israelites that died for Yahushua, right? The Israelites that died for both the Most High and Christ, and does not worship any Caesar Borgia or any of the beasts, any of the white man's doctrines and philosophy, right? Or his image or his mark in their forehead. You understand? Any Israelite that doesn't fight any white man's military or no killing for the white man, any Israelite that don't believe in the white man's Christmas, believe in his holidays, you understand? Believe in his Christianity, you understand? They will reign with Christ for 1,000 years. Right? We have to, is verse 1? Yeah, go to verse 1. Let me hear Revelation 20 and 1.
Come. The book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Right? So a great angel come down from heaven, having the key at the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Right? So of course, we just have vision he's seeing. So that having the key at the bottomless pit just meaning, you know, in a low state. Right? So this angel had the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Right? So he had the key to keep you in that bottomless pit or take you away from that bottomless pit. Right?
Canon K, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent.
Right? He laid hold on the dragon, that is so-called white man, who again, of course, is the old serpent in Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. That old serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Right?
Which is the devil and Satan.
Right? Which is the devil and Satan, right? The devil just a deceiver. Satan is an angel of the Lord, but Satan has walked through the so-called white man, right? So they are on that one accord. Right? So if they say Satan deceiving the earth, talking about the so-called white man deceiving the earth. Satan working through the so-called white man who's the devil, a deceiver, slanderer. Right? Good.
And bound him 1,000 years.
Right? And bound him 1,000 years. Good.
Verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more.
Right? And cast him now into this bottomless pit, into this low state. He laid hold on the dragon, right? So he cast the dragon, the so-called white man, to this low state and shut him up. He put a seal on him. So he ain't gonna deceive nobody anymore. Right? He cannot deceive anybody anymore. Well,
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a season.
Right? And after that, he must be loose a little season. Right? So I can't remember if this was in the dark ages. I'm trying to remember if it was this was talking about at that time. Right? Right. Yeah, this was in the dark ages, right? That's when the black people used to rule the earth, bound him that 1,000 years. Right? When he was loose at the season year. I was talking about the Renaissance. Right? So right now he loose for this little season right now. Right now he control the earth. Right? So he's loose right now. Right? Until Christ will come again, whoever don't had a mark in the forehead or in the right hand, them will be saved with Christ. Them will be reigning with Christ. Right? That's what I'm speaking about. Somebody give me Revelation 14 and 7. 14 and 7, yeah. 14 and 7.
Book of Revelations 14 and verse 7. Saying with a loud voice, Fear the Most High and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters.
Give me verse 6.
Verse 6. And I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth.
Right, to teach unto them that dwell on the earth. Go ahead.
And to every nation and kindred and tongue and people.
Right, so what are we talking about here now? Of course, they're talking about the Israelites. The Israelites they're speaking about here. Well, Christians go read this and say, it's talking about everybody. But not all Israelites. Again, because slavery, you know, we just speak different language, right? Different tongue, right? And we, of course, we scattered in all nations. So this is the Israelites here. So you're talking to all them that dwell on the earth, every nation, every kindred, every tongue, every people, and people. Go ahead.
7. Saying with a loud voice, fear the Most High and give glory to him. For the hour of his judgment is come.
Right? So you're talking to the Israelites, fear the Most High. Don't fear nothing else. Don't fear the white man and his military. Don't fear Caesar Borgia. You understand? Don't fear the coronavirus. Right? Don't fear nothing. Fear the Lord and give the glory to him. For the hour of his judgment is come. Right? Go ahead.
And worship him that made heaven and earth, and the sea and the fountains of waters.
Right? The Lord created all those things, the sea, heaven, the earth, the fountains of water. You know, you could go in Genesis and you can read it all, you know, with the space, he created space. You know, the Lord created all that. He created all that. Just worship him who created all those things. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 8. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right? Well, okay. Babylon is who?
It's like America.
Right? Babylon is America, right? So when I say Babylon is fallen, right? Babylon is fallen, that great city. We're just talking about it. Babylon is fallen, that great city Babylon, of course, as Michael just says, America. Right? Because she made all the nations drink of the wine of her fornication, right? America made all the nations drink the wine of her fornication, right? America put all this democracy, all the science, all the Christianity in that America did. So America is fallen, right? That great city, because she made all the nations drink of the wine and the wrath of her fornication, right? Go ahead.
Verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out.
So what is saying now, verse 9? What is that? If any man worship the beast and his image, what are they talking about? And receive the mark in his forehead and his hand. What is speaking about there now? Yeah, I'm talking about.
Right, so any man take up the ways, the philosophies of America, and they execute the will. Of course, they take up the ways in their mind, they do it with their hands. So if they start doing all the killing and robbing and the molestation and politics and all that, they will receive the same judgment.
Yeah, that is it. right? Or the fighting in the white man's military, you know, fighting for the white man military, killing their own people because of the white man, right? If you had a mark on you, the same who will drink of the wine, right? The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. Yeah, Ambar, go ahead.
Which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
What is that they're talking about, you know? Right? Okay, so if anybody had a mark of the beast in them, meaning they're believing in the white man's doctrines, believing in his philosophies, believing in the white man Christianity, or fighting to protect the white man through his military or whatever means, fighting to protect the white man. Once they had him, that is the mark of the beast. Once they had that mark of the beast in you, you shall be, what does it say? You're going to drink the wrath or the wine of the Most High, and he will be tormented with fire and brimstone. Fire and brimstone will be what?
So like I said, if I may, I believe it's also talking about World War III, thermal nuclear fire.
Right. World War III is a nuclear fire. Right. World War III. Right. Of course, in the presence of the death angels, you know, the holy angels and the Lamb. Of course, the Lamb is Christ they're talking about. Right. So World War III, of course, is coming very soon. Right. We're hearing the rumors of the war, as Christ saying, we're hearing all the rumors going on right now in the Middle East. Right. We're hearing the rumors. Very soon, all races will have no choice but to stick to their own race, because we're going to have a race war very soon. Right? Very soon, those things is coming. Right? But right now, Christ is just giving us a time now for whoever to change their ways, because when World War III comes, that is a day. Right? I think we have no more time to say, well, I will change now or whatnot. I mean, it's up to Christ. You know, he's the man to say what he had to do. But Christ gave me that grace period to change before World War III. Before that time World War III comes. You know the precept in Revelation for that World War I and II and III? I can't remember. I think it's on 9 and 12. World War 9 and 12.
Read.
Yeah, go ahead.
Revelation chapter 9 and verse 12. One war is past, and behold, there come two wars more hereafter.
Right, so one war is past, and there coming two more wars hereafter. Right? That was right as well?
Yeah, come there.
Right, two more wars hereafter. Right, so of course that one war was talking about World War I. That was with Germany and all of them in World War I. Right, Germany was one of the major countries that lost World War I. The other countries get taxed, right, for the role in World War I. Right, so it was Germany, Austria, that Hungary, Bulgaria, the Ottoman Empire. I think they used to call them the Central Powers. Right? They used to call those the Central Powers. So you know, after World War I, Germany had lost you know, that there was tax heavy.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead, Tazo.
Germany and option.
Yeah, they get taxed because there was poor.
Right.
They didn't really have nothing to protect themselves, you know, there was poor, you know, getting taxed from the other countries. That was still on top. Go ahead.
Also, no, I didn't really understand what you're saying, right? So America them tax Germany and then put participating against them, or other nations say, well, you on it too because whatever the Europe said, like France and England, or whatever, this wasn't like the major like America, big in it, but they were siding with America. They tax them.
Well, I got to find out which country exactly taxed them, but I know there was tax. But I could find out that thing.
Okay,
all right. Right, so yeah. Right, so yeah, there was tax, and it had countries split up. Yeah, it had countries that was split up like it had Austria and Hungary. There was one. There was one country, and then after World War I, they had split up and become two independent countries, Austria and Hungary. But before World War I, there was one country, Austria-Hungary. Right? After World War I, they split up, become two. Right? The Ottoman Empire, I believe them was done away with. They don't have no Ottoman Empire again. Right? People suffered plenty in Germany after World War I. Right? Because all their money was taken. All their money was taken. Right? But of course, it has certain people in Germany that had money. Right? Which was the bankers, they had the money. The Jewish people, the so-called Jewish people, they had the money. Right? The politicians who were Jews in Germany, they had money. Right? The people who owned the Diamond District, the media company, they was Jewish people in Germany. They had money. So Hitler now being this poor man growing up in Germany. Right? He was just a child growing up in Germany. You know, he started to hate the Jews. Right? And then Hitler now started a political movement in Germany and saying that the Jewish people is the enemy. Right? So Hitler was like, you know, all you poor people in Germany who poor and suffering, it's them Jewish people who make us poor and suffer. Right? They cause us to become poor and suffer. And them is the ones who make us lost World War I and make us poor and suffering, while them rich who own the Diamond District and own everything, the Jewish people. Right? So Hitler started this political movement, right, and saying that the rich people who are the Jews, and to make Germany a great country again, we have to get rid of the Jewish people. Right? So Hitler, he built up I think it's the SS in Germany, and takes everything from the Jews, and he take everything from the Jews, right? The SS, what he called in Germany. We was a military, then they take everything from the Jews and them, and they put it in Hitler's hands, right? Then afterwards, World War II had happened after some years ago. World War II started with America, you know, then had Russia, then Germany, and with all in World War II, right? So let's see. Right. So okay. So China in World War I now, it had countries that didn't exist. They exist after World War I, like Poland, Croatia too. Yeah, Poland, Croatia. Right. It had other countries, right? Because you could look it up. Poland, Croatia, right, which makes up countries that have to rely on other countries, right? Or it makes it easier for other countries to control because they're small, like Russia, right? Or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, right? Those countries and them so small now, they have to rely on other countries, other big countries, to survive, right? So of course, if it's having some kind of world war, those countries who they're relying on, they go have to team up with those other big countries to help them in the war, right? That was get World War. And of course, you all know it. In World War II, America dropped the bomb, destroyed everything. When people saw how destructive that bomb was, they said, all right, we will stop, we will give up yourself in this war. Because if America keep dropping them bombs, it might have been more of a disaster as what took place in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Right? So let me see if I could go into World War II scriptures to make up that time. Alright, give me Isaiah 13 and 17. Alright, give me Joel chapter 2, verse 1 here. Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Go into Joel. So that is.
The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpets in Zion, and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Verse 2.
Just so the trumpet is a warning, right? How the trumpet is a warning, right? It's sending a warning in the holy mountain to all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? So that everyone know that what is coming. Right, so blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm in my holy mountain. So that trumpet again is an alarm, is a warning to let everybody know, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, hey, World War III is coming. So letting everybody know that World War III is coming. And the day of the Most High is near at hand. All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Right, so gloominess is what? Is considered what? Gloominess is sadness. Gloominess is depression. Gloominess is like, you're mourning a death. That's what that gloominess is. Right? So it's not thick darkness. Right? A day of clouds and of thick darkness, right? It's the same thing. Right? So a day of darkness and of gloominess. A day of clouds and of thick darkness. So it's the same thing, right? So when it's cloudy and dark, that is sadness. Right? So it's just sadness, it's talking about sadness, mourning of death, depression. Right? Where was in verse 2 again?
Just after darkness, after thick darkness.
Right, yeah, go ahead.
As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
All right. So a great people and is strong is all the nations. Right? A great people and strong people, right? Great people and strong. So not all the nations going to bring strong armies to the Middle East like never before. Right? They're going to bring strong armies to the Middle East like never before, even to the years of many generations. The thing we want to have none like this anymore. Right? The thing we want none like this anymore. Of course, those armies is going to go into the Middle East. Right? Those armies is going to go into the Middle East. Right? And you ain't gonna see nothing like that before as how it was in World War I or World War II. Or any wars that they will have. Right? And that is it, that is World War III. Right? So yeah, go ahead.
Verse 3. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burned. The land is in the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Right, so a fire before them. That's what he's talking about. A fire. A fire before them is talking about blacks and Hispanic and Native Indians army. Right? There will be a lot of us getting prepared in the wilderness, being trained. Right? A lot of us is going to be in the wilderness being trained, the army of blacks and Hispanics. Right? Is some land or some area on the earth is where we're going to be. We're going to be the ones in the truth. Somewhere on the earth, some land or some area on the earth. We're going to be trained, we're going to be prepared in the wilderness. Right? The ones who is in the truth. Right? Some that don't know the truth. And how to say, the ones coming up out of the grave. Right? Some that don't know the truth, and the ones coming up out of the grave. So we're going to be, how to say, this great army. Right? Coming out of the wilderness ready for action. Right? So before us is a fire. Because Christ and the angels done destroy. Right? So before us is a fire. Christ and the angels done sending the fire through the chariots. Christ, there's going to be a lot of fire. So before us is going to be a fire because of Christ and the angels destroying everything. After Christ and the angels destroy everything, how to say, there will be some heathens left. Some heathens will be left. Some heathens will survive. You know, they might hide below some rock and feel alright, you know, they escape, however. Right? So there are going to be some heathens left after Christ and the angels and them destroy everything. Right? Some land is going to be good. That is where we're going to we're going to have these heathens there and we're going to destroy them there. Right? So some land is going to be good. Right? And that is where we're going. Right? And on top of that, there's going to be some land that will be destroyed. Right? So in other words, right, once we run through this land, right, we're going to leave it so desolate. Once you run through this land, and it's going to be so desolate, right? Just as Captain Prasha was saying, you know, zombie movies, right, come from the Bible, right? As you're saying, it has zombie movies that comes from the Bible, right? When they read the Bible, a lot of movies they take from it, right? Like the like when they read about the mantle, there's a cape, and that's how they make a Superman movie by reading from the mantle, right? So you know the place is going to be desolate after we don't run through it, right? You know the zombies coming to kill them. People are going to be like, nah, boy, these zombies coming to kill us, boy. Like they can't dead, boy, right? And it had the last survivors. It must have the last survivors going from place to place, right? And the zombies, of course, is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and we're going to go after them to enslave them, the ones that survived all the fire and brimstone. We could be going after them to have them in slavery, right? So we have verse 4. Yeah.
The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so they shall run.
Right, what are you talking about here? Anybody, what are you talking about? Just as what it says, what it means.
Read it again, Salakia.
Yeah, go ahead.
The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so they shall run. Oh, Salakia, so they shall run.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Talking about the amount of speed the men on the road, like horses running. So first they on the speed, first they have the ability that you have to get to this friend and this brother first, right? That they run real fast, like you know, like they say I'm a car horse one, but now and then. That like that speed.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about. So that's what we're talking about. So just like how horse does run, it does see a noise, and it does see dust flying up. You understand? So you can imagine you have 10 horses running, you hear this grumbling noise. You see dust coming up. Just so how blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians will be when we're ready to fight out. We could be running like horses. You just seeing dust and you just hearing a noise, this rumbling noise coming. Our boots could be on the ground, running, shaking everything. That is how it could be. Just like how horses was be running. Right? Yeah. Verse 5. Yeah, go ahead, verse 5.
The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 5. Like the noise of the chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array.
Mm-hmm. Right, shall they leap? Mm-hmm. Right, so, okay. Just like how many people was amazed when they see Michael Jordan jump and dunk. And jump and dunk that basketball. Many people was amazed. The blacks and Hispanics, we are going to have, obviously, the power the most high with us. So we're going to be jumping so high. And people might not be amazed, they might be in shock when they see black people jumping so high. They're going to be in shock. You understand? Those heathens is going to be amazed to see that. Alright, all them hymns, and I'm going to be amazed to see that. Alright, we're going to be leaping from mountain top to mountain top. Alright. Alright, yeah, go ahead.
A part of the psalm, right? I was saying like you see when they see them like it the eagles, then must say like something hey. I see a Hebrew Israelite today, like when they think something happens like that, they're so stunned about it and just like
like nah, but that is a Hebrew Israelite, they really warn us about that too. But we didn't listen to them. You understand? But what about the comment to kill us? Some people could be in amaze, they could be in shock, they could be in fear when they see all that. And it have more. And it have more. So that running like horses and leaping up in tall mountains, it's have more that we're going to do. Alright, so anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions so far? Any question, anybody?
Yeah.
Alright, but let me Tazo, alright, but let's pass the Tazo, the peace and Tazo. Do everything, right? Do everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
Alright. Security announcements, we had the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant GEN.YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. Their beach is limited only. They are here to share themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. It means 10 in Hebrew and it's pronounced ma'ishara. 10% of every penny of an increase the Lord gives you, you give to the church department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation, which is the Feast of First Fruits. You can find that is June the 21st at sundown. It's Monday, June the 21st at sundown. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 10 to 22. Alright. You might Akem, which means brothers, and Abuatem, which means sisters. Check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever we is, Clubhouse, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. So you want to keep in touch with when events coming up, like the other cookouts and they might have as well. Stay tuned to that, alright? And the radio shows that are popping up, and that already did. Cool. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school and needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like pants, and headband or scarf, and with that beside margin, which means to stand upon the Akodam, rise and face these. Let's start with the Lord's Prayer first. In the Hebrew. Abanao, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakotka, Tabah, Ratazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Ba'aratasa, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Natanano, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalatnano, Kababotno, Kasalatno, Kababotno, Wala'a, Taba'aino, Walasaiwan, Above, Awashino, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Baka, Amalakwa, Wahala, Watabara, Lai Walami, Aman.
The English of the said was our Father,
Father,
Child and Helper,
hallowed
be thy name,
hallowed be thy name,
Yahweh, thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done,
earth as it is in heaven.
on earth as it is in
Give
heaven.
us this day,
Give us this day
daily bread,
our daily bread.
Give us our debts,
Forgive us our debts.
forgive our debtors,
We forgive our debtors.
lead us not into temptation,
Lead us not into temptation.
deliver us from evil,
Deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever,
forever.
So be it.
So be it. All right, this is the blessings. In the Hebrew first, Brakatah Yahweh, Ayawashah, Amakal, Wala Hayat, what is up Yah? I.S.U.P.K, Asranyam, Hakotizanyam, Akiyalim, Pakwatiam, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Wadaman.
Right, in the English of Israel was bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh,
and
Michael, the angel, commanding general, general, captain, officers,
troopers, and the sisters.
Yahweh, in the name of
In the name of
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thank you,
Thank you always. So be it. All right, this is Yahweh. We pray for the power in Hebrew first. Yahweh. Bashem. Yahweh. Babakashah. Tandanao. Haka. Narapao. Kalmakala. Kalmalawa. Haka. Tataha. Hamatazariam. Haka. Lakoyam. Amatim. Haka. Anrakuat. Hatamal. Lagarashan. Bashem. Yahushai. Wada Aman.
In English, what we said was Yahweh,
Yahweh.
name of Yahweh.
Name of Yahweh.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
To heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against some things.
Power against some evil spirits.
To cast them out.
Cast them out.
Name of Yahweh.
Name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
So be it.
I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and
King of heaven and
earth.
earth.
All things living.
All things living.
Yahweh. Name of Yahweh.
Name of Yahweh.
To us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and
Send evils and curses.
punishment and
Punishment and destruction.
The leader.
The leader.
That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Thy
prophets.
The
Teachers.
princes.
The princes. The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
Israelite brothers. And the schools.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
Punishment and
And punishment and destruction.
The leader.
The leader.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The church of the rich of
The church of the rich of Israel.
refuse to give to the
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
Went into thy sanctuary.
Went into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
Punishment and
And
destruction.
punishment and destruction.
The Edomites.
The Edomites.
And the nation.
And the nation.
And the drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
Prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope. Islam.
Christianity. Egyptology.
Militia.
Ku
Klan.
Klux Klan.
Aryan
Nation.
Skinheads.
Falsifications. Gay movement. Lesbian movement. Spies. Because of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street.
Open up
the internet.
And the
airwaves.
Cable access channels.
And
the radio channels.
Convict
the spirit of any of thy people.
That
seek to stop us.
And
bring swift destruction.
To
all the heathen.
That
stand in the way. Or try to
stop us.
From broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet. That use all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth. And consume them. Let the plague shake. The house of the thief. And the murderer. Let the Yahweh, Michael, Gabriel, down with the flying saucers. Punish all the heathen. That come up against us. To speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all. It is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread. Through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you all.
Always.
So be it.
All right, this is the prayer to bless Israel in Hebrew first. Yahweh.
Bashem.
Yahushua. Rakhanau. Waishal. Abaya. Safari. Barak. Rapah. Magan.
Kwasian Kobe.
Tashika Naisha.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the truth. And all the brothers and sisters in the truth.
It's Commander General, yeah.
Commander General,
Generals,
Generals, Captains, Officers, Troopers, Sisters, Children, all destroy the vision, Kayabana, Raknapash, Shiraya, Kintian family, Coastline family, Dakota family, Philip family, Fletcher family.
Commander General,
Commander General,
all the generals,
all the generals,
captains,
all the captains,
all the officers,
all the
all the troopers,
troopers,
all the students, all the sisters, Shamka, Haya, Yapa, Para.
Commander General, Generals, Captains, Officers, Troopers, Sisters, Children, destroy the vision, Yakar, Matisa, Daf, Koto family, Philip family, John family, Alexis family. Salakia. Commander General, Generals, Captains, Officers, Troopers, Sisters, Children, brothers and sisters fighting the community. Oh, sorry, your one Yala. Officer Ramat and his family. I'm going to say for all the short division. I'm going to say for all our families. Commander General, Generals, Captains, Officers, Troopers, Sisters, Children, all the fighting community.
Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters fighting community.
Brothers and sisters fighting community.
Children and babies in the I.S.U.P.K. Transfer family. Wrong family. Zion. Wesleyan. Daniela. Jamilia. Sheila. Chantel. Island. Trisha. Nima. Khadijah.
Next one.
Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters in the
I'm going to say watch over I.S.U.P.K. this time.
Watch over I.S.U.P.K. this time.
The Bawa,
Teresa, Alicia, Aliyah, Joyce,
Natural.
Bashim Yahushai. What are man?
And what we just said was Lord. In the name of Yahushua. Bless us. And the school. Bless. He. Protect our home. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you.
So be it. I'm going to be sir. You're going to give the teacher one kid to salute. I'm going to be Shabbat. Imagine. Alright. Yahweh Shabbat.
Come.
Yatimata. Sir. You're going to give the sisters online a kid to salute. I'm going to be Shabbat. Imagine. Alright. Yahweh Shabbat. Yatimata. Dismiss.
For this game. Yeah, Shalom, Yahweh
Man.